In honor of Veterans Day, a new children's book is shining a spotlight on the men and women who serve our country and serve it bravely. And it explores the challenges for their families who are left back home, who are forced to endure emotional sacrifices. Joining me now is the author of the book. It's called Why My Hero Had to Go, Talitha Vickers. Thank you so much for joining us on Philly Live this morning. It's good to have you here.
Thank you. So happy to be here, Aunyea.
Yeah, why don't you tell us a little bit more about your book and what readers can expect?
Sure. Well, Why My Hero Had to Go was inspired by my nephew. My brother served in the Army, and, it was a struggle to try to explain where his dad was going at 2 years old, at 7 years old. So I wanted to create a book to help all families really try to dive deeper and understand the dynamics of military life by creating parallels. So showing a child that even though you're separated by the call of duty, your family still loves you, and you can still stay connected through things like the environment. So the first page opens up with just talking about the moon and how we're looking up at the same moon tonight. And the book is available, in hardcover, but also I wanted to make sure that it was created also in an ebook, so that this would be something that children would be able to take with them on the go, family service members could take with them on the go. So it's a true salute to veterans past and present.
No, I love that, and I love how there's a personal connection that inspired you to tell this story. And I'm curious to know, as you researched this topic and dove a little deeper into it, what was the most surprising thing that you learned about how families sort of deal with that separation?
Well, one of the things that I really thought was surprising was that there wasn't a book out there like this at all, just really showing the connectivity of how you can still stay engaged with a loved one who's serving overseas, whether it's mom or a dad or a family member. And I also thought, Aunyea, it was really surprising to see the feedback that I was getting from soldiers, active duty soldiers, who were saying, thank you so much for creating this tool, because it's so hard to really paint a picture. And as you go through the pages of the book, you start to see the parallel lives and the things that children do on a daily basis that their service member loved ones do every single day. So if we're at school doing the Pledge of Allegiance, and soldiers doing the Pledge of Allegiance too. So hearing that feedback on it was just it really touched me, because at the end of the day, to know that you created and been immersed in something that others can relate to and have as a therapeutic tool outside of these fairy tale books, where there's a real person and a real connection behind it, that really touched my heart. And also the fact that 60% of books on the market right now are about teddy bears and toys. So I wanted to really drive home the message that there's a person behind every single military family. It's a family serving their own special mission of their own too, as well.
Yeah, there's something important and touching about telling those real life stories. And you mentioned that you received a lot of feedback, especially from military members. But what do you hope readers, families, children take away when reading Why My Hero Had to Go?
Sure. So the message of courage amid change. We're all going through so much change right now, right? And I hope that readers will see that you can still be courageous despite all of these different dynamics and changes happening around you. Kindness, the book goes on to talk about to be kind to your friends, and when in doubt, never leave anyone out. What a little excerpt there. And it shows the dynamics of love, and just because the fact that you might not have your loved one right there with you doesn't mean that you're not thought of, you're not in that person's mind every day. So kindness, love, inclusion is another element of the book that I really want to drive home with readers also, because my nephew, for example, he struggled at school. Children would say, your daddy isn't here, he doesn't come to the football games, why isn't he showing up at school? And that could be really tough for a kid to understand and be able to answer those questions. So I wanted to put it in kind of a rhythmic, sing-songy way in Why My Hero Had to Go, so that children could have a tool, whether they're in a military family, but also so that their peers could connect with them and be able to say, okay, I get it now, I got your back, I understand.
Nice. Well, Talitha Vickers, the author of Why My Hero Had to Go, thank you so much for joining us on Philly Live and for tapping into your family's personal story to shine a light on what other families are going to. We appreciate you and thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. I'm going to leave you with a little dance, Aunyea, because I hear you like to dance and you like to shake a leg a little bit.
Oh, yes, there we go, girl. Hey.
All the way
I love you even more, Talitha. Thanks again for joining us.